Good evening, students, and welcome to today's daily quiz presented to you by BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. Now, before we start the quiz, here is a quick reminder that we have a workshop on BYJU'S Exam Prep app with regards to preparation strategy to ace the UPSC Civil Services Exam 2024. This workshop would be live on 18th February at 6 p.m. only on our Byjus Exam Prep app. So do not forget to download the app and register for the workshop. The link for registration is also available in the video description. Now let us start with our first question. Which of the following statements are correct? The Central Zoo Authority is an executive body under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Every zoo in the country must be recognized by it. Any exchange of animals between India and any other country must be authorized by the Central Zoo Authority. Now, we have taken this question because recently the Delhi High Court has asked the National Zoological Park and various central government authorities, including the Central Zoo Authority, to look into the death of rare animals at the zoo and also to appoint the staff to take care of these animals in the zoo. Now, the Central Zoo Authority is the authority that governs the working of the zoo. It sets the basic benchmarks that a particular zoo must follow in order to function. It authorizes the functions of all the zoos of the country. It is a statutory body that was established in the year 1992 under the Wildlife Protection Act, and it helps the country in complementing and strengthening the national efforts in conservation of our rich biodiversity, particularly the fauna, as per the National Zoo Policy of 1998. So this is involved in the in situ conservation of the animals in the country. Now, any exchange of animals which are included in the endangered category list under the Schedule 1 and Schedule 2 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, any exchange of such animals amongst the various zoos in the country needs to be authorized by the Central Zoo Authority. Apart from that, any exchange of any animal from one country to India or from India to another country, that also needs to be authorized by this particular authority. So amongst this is a wrong statement. No, it is not an executive body. It is a statutory body which works under the guidance of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. This is correct. Yes, every zoo, in order to function in the country, it must get a recognition from the Central Zoo Authority. Also, any exchange of animals between India and any other country, it must be authorized by the authority. So, the correct answer over here is B. Now, we move on to the next question. Which of the following statements are correct? The Kupir's belt, it is located between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. The Roche limit determines the distance after which the dust particles can exist as a moon instead of a ring around a planet. Now, we have taken this question because recently a very peculiar thing was observed by the various astronomers. They have found a ring around a dwarf planet known as Quasar that is located in the Kupir's belt. Now, this ring is located much farther away from the planet than usually the rings need to be placed. So, if this is the planet, the ring is much farther away from it compared to the Roche limit. Now, according to the Roche limit, which is also known as Roche radius, this is the distance from a celestial body within which a second celestial body held together only by its force of gravity will disintegrate, because the first body's tidal force exceeds the second body's self-gravitation. So, if this is a planet and this is any other body, if this is beyond the Roche limit, which is 1400 miles, it can exist as a separate celestial body. But if it comes within this limit, then this body, it will get disintegrated, and instead of existing as a separate celestial body or a separate satellite of this planet, it becomes a ring around this particular planet. So that is Roche's limit. So amongst here, which of the following statements are correct? So about the Kupir's belt, where this dwarf planet has been found. So Kupir's belt is nothing but a donut shaped ring of icy objects. Now the distance at which it exists is beyond the planet of Neptune, that is beyond 30 astronomical unit, and it goes on approximately till 55 astronomical unit. So this is not an orbit between Mars and Jupiter. In fact, between Mars and Jupiter we have the asteroid belt and not the Kuiper belt. So this is a wrong statement. The Roche limit, yes, it determines the distance after which the dust particles, they can exist as a moon or a satellite around a planet instead of existing like a ring of dust particles around the planet. So yes, this is correct, and our correct answer here is B. Now the next question, which of the following statements are correct? INS Vikrant is an operational aircraft carrier of India. It is the second indigenously built aircraft carrier after the INS Vikramaditya. Now here in the title of this article, it says that the INS Vikrant, the indigenous aircraft carrier of India, it will become operational by the year end. That means it is not operational right now. It has not been inducted into the Navy as of now. So this INS Vikrant is the first indigenously built aircraft carrier of India. Before this, we have had INS Vikramaditya, which is not indigenously created. In fact, it is a modified Kiev class aircraft carrier which has been imported from Russia. So, amongst these statements, this is incorrect. It is not operational as of now, and this is also incorrect because INS Vikramaditya, it is not an indigenously built aircraft carrier. INS Vikrant will be the first such aircraft carrier of India. So the correct answer here is neither 1 nor 2 is correct. Now we move to the fourth question. Which of the following are correct? The Doomsday Glacier is located in West Antarctica. The International Thwaites Glacier Collaboration, it is a group of US and British scientists which are studying this Doomsday Glacier. Now Doomsday Glacier, it is also known as the Thwaites Glacier. So both are the same thing. Now why is it called Doomsday Glacier? Because according to studies, its collapse, it will cause a catastrophic rise in the sea level, and because this glacier, it is melting rapidly in very unexpected ways. Now the International Thwaites Glacier Collaboration, it is a team of 13 US and British scientists which are studying how this glacier is melting and what all changes can it cause to our earth. And you can also see the location of Thwaites Glacier. It is located in the western part of Antarctica, and you can see that it has a considerable size, and if it gets melted, there will be a lot of sea level rise which can adversely impact many countries. So amongst these statements, yes, this is correct. This glacier, also known as Thwaites Glacier, is located in West Africa. This is also correct. Yes, this collaboration, which is a group of US and British scientists, they are studying the Doomsday Glacier. So a correct answer over here is C. Now we move on to a previous year question asked in the year 2018. Which of the following led to the introduction of English education in India? We have the Charter Act of 1813, General Committee of Public Instruction 1823, Oriental and Anglicist controversy. Now amongst this is definitely correct because this is the first time that a British Act. It provided a grant for promotion of education in India. It provided a grant of 1 lakh rupees per annum for promotion of education. Now, this Charter Act eventually created a controversy between the Orientalists and the Anglicists with regards to the medium of instruction. And because of this controversy, up until the year 1823, these funds they were not used. Now finally in 1823, a general committee of public instruction was established whose responsibility was to determine how this grant will be used for promotion of education in India. And the head of this committee was Lord Macaulay, who eventually concluded this controversy in the year 1835 through a minute that he wrote on 2nd February with regards to the medium through which the education will be imparted in India. He stressed the implementation of English language as a medium of instruction, which led to the support of what Anglicists were trying to say. So over here the correct answer is D, that all these three led to the introduction of English education in India. Now we come to the fact of the day, which is related to the Vibrant Village program. Now this is a centrally sponsored scheme which will take place, which will cover the border areas of Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim and Ladakh. That is the northern borders of India. So the financial allocation that is given to this scheme from years 2022-23 to 25-26 is 4800 crores. Now this scheme, this program, it will focus completely on development of villages of these areas in order to improve the quality of life of the people which are living in the identified border villages. This will help in encouraging the people living in these areas to stay in these native locations and not to abandon these villages. And this will reverse the out migration, and this will lead to an improvement in the security of the border regions of the country. So for this purpose, for improving the quality of life of people, these funds that are provided under this scheme, they will be used for development of essential infrastructure and creation of livelihood opportunities in 19 districts, 46 border blocks amongst 4 states and 1 union territory. So this will all help in inclusive development of the area. The scheme will identify and develop various economic drivers based on the local resources, both human and natural, of these areas, and it will lead to development of growth centers on hub and spoke model. Now there will be promotion of social entrepreneurship, empowerment of the women, of the youth through skill development, entrepreneurship. They will also try to leverage the tourism potential of that area through promotion of the local culture, the traditional knowledge and heritage. And the scheme will also support the development of eco-agri businesses on the very important concept that we are trying to adopt throughout the country, that is one village, one product. So there will be involvement of community-based organizations, cooperatives, SHGs and NGOs for this entire purpose. With regards to infrastructure, there will be focus on providing connectivity with all-weather roads, drinking water, electricity through solar and wind energy for 24/7, and also focus on mobile and internet connectivity of these areas. For employment purposes, apart from all this, there will also be development of tourist centers and multi-purpose centers apart from health and wellness centers as well. Now, a very important thing to note over here is that there will not be an overlap with another border area program, that is border area development program in this region. So that is all about the fact of the day, and with that we come to an end to our daily quiz. I hope you were able to understand all the concepts discussed over here. So do not forget to like the video, share it and subscribe to our channel for more such updates. So thank you very much and have a very good day ahead.